Hi. So today we're at Bricks for All. Quite amazing build from, what's your name?
Lorenz.
Lorenz. Tell us a little bit about this build.
So we have two armies attacking from one side, so the Spartans and the other knights. They are attacking the vampire mansion you see at the end of the build. The vampires have their own army, the white skeletons, to attack the large army here in front. But also the Spartans are attacking from the other side, so they're like, we need more guys to fight. So in the mansion they just take people from the neighboring villages and they burn them to turn them into black skeletons. And so these black skeletons are then transported under the ground, under the river, to come here and fight against the Spartans.
One of the more darker builds that we've seen so far. Do you have an idea of how many bricks are in this build? How many pieces?
No clue. I just know, like for the castle, the ground is covered with 1 by 1 round tiles. So at least it's above 5,000. That's all I can say.
There are a lot of minifigs. Do you have an idea of the numbers there?
Yeah, I think it's around 250. The Spartans are, I think, 26. We counted them because they are expensive.
There's an attic place that seems a bit quiet, but as you move down, there's more and more activities, more and more little scenes. Can you explain a bit what we're seeing?
So I'll start from all the way down here. We have like the dungeon kind of. So here the people are brought in. They are taken here on chains and then they are burnt. And then they are, of course, they are dead by then. So they are brought back to life by the wizard here. And they are given arms and just go ready for battle. Dead meat to fight the other guys. Vampires sleep in coffins. And for the rest on this floor, it's basically just like their dinner table and the library. Also, these vampires are vegetarians. So they only eat like pumpkins, which is why in front of the castle wall we have a pumpkin patch that is also being harvested by other skeletons.
Yeah, because they burn the people so they can't drink their blood anymore, right?
People that normally live there, they fled away, so now it's only ruins left.
There was also another person here. I think he helped on the build.
Yeah, it's my dad.
Must be fun to both be into the same hobby.
It's nice, we have different ideas, so we kind of complement each other, and we always build together. For example, the church, we built that together.
You can already see the cooperation there, the details with the fallen masonry, the broken benches and so on. Perhaps one final question. Both you and your dad are Lego enthusiasts. What about mom?
She's always complaining because our attic is full of displays, because I think we have like 4, maybe 5. You know, as long as it stays in the attic, it's okay. Downstairs, there's only like flowers and little decorative pieces that she likes.
As long as it's contained, yeah, okay. Keep it contained to our Lego room. Try to keep it there. Yeah.
We have a Lego room.
And that's not the attic.
But it's not, no. We have a Lego room on the first floor of our house. And then there's also Lego in my room, in the fitness room, and then also on the attic. So a little bit less contained than you might.
Yeah, so contained. Any final thoughts?
I like sharing what we built. It's nice when they like ask questions about the build so we can say something. It's nice to inspire people.
What's your name actually?
I'm Bart, and my Instagram is legopsmack.
Do you have any idea how many bricks?
I never counted them, and frankly, I don't really want to know.
I know there's a bit of everything in here. Can you quickly go over?
It all started with this boat actually. So during COVID, I bought this set and another Monkey Kid set. Monkey Kid connected with me because it reminded me of Dragon Ball, which was like one of the typical animes that I watched on the French television. I built this with my youngest son, and why not get out all my old Legos and try to build a harbor that will work with this boat. In the beginning, I only started building with the blocks that I had, and then at a certain point, the bricks ran out, and then I started figuring out, okay, what if I buy this set? I can use those bricks, and then I discovered Bricklink. So there's a lot of Monkey Kids. There's a lot of my old Blacktron stuff in here. When the Ninjago City Markets came out, and I felt like this would really work with Monkey Kid as well. The further we go back in time, the more I start really building things myself. Buying a small Monkey Kid set and then trying to figure out how can I make this bigger.
You already mentioned Dragon Ball Z, and I kind of feel that already in these two beams.
Yeah. So this was the Demon Bulking mech that was in the first wave of Monkey Kid. I kind of like figured out if I want to do like an action scene in this, that would be like a focal point for the city. And then I figured, well, what if I do an explosion? And so I bought me a lot of transparent bricks.
Then if we move to the back, a hidden base in the mountain. It reaches far down the mountain. It goes all the way to that bulking setup. There's a few mechs here.
I'm always kind of worried when I'm transporting this is that those won't hold, but they do. There's a lot of Duplo on the inside here that I hope makes it strong. There's no Technic in here, so I'm always kind of worried moving it around. But up until now it holds.
Technically there's a bit.
I wanted to do something very ornamental with it, but also industrial.
To me, that one feels a bit like a mech being constructed.
Yeah.
Do you have some specific inspiration for this part?
This particular thing is something that you can actually see in the Monkey Kid anime. Started from that point and then started adding stuff the way I liked it, really. For me, showing this now is really fun to get feedback, especially from the children when you feel what they connect with. I'm going to show this one more time, probably, and then it's going back in the brick bin. The fun for me really is the building.
Yeah.
So it's figuring things out and cooking up a crazy idea and then seeing if I can make it work, really.
I'm meeting Andy. Perhaps you would like to give us some explanation of what your thinking was behind the build?
In daily, there are 3 letters of my name, Andy. So I made a daily love bug because with Buggle I was first thinking about bugs, and then I came to the idea of what shall I do with the L and the E. So I made love bug.
There's several rooms in the building. He transformed the Bugle a bit more into what an ideal Lego house would be. I quite like this room with nothing but Lego in it.
The ground floor is just like the set. That's the office. Then you have the first floor, which is my living room. Then you have a second floor, the Lego room. Everybody dreams of a Lego room. Then you have the bathroom. And then you have the top floor, my sleeping room.
Without mentioning or showing it too explicitly, the full version has some accessories in the top room for the parents.
And if you want to see it in full, you have to come to an event.
Difficult one to answer, and I think especially on this build, do you have any idea how many bricks are in this build?
No, I don't count my bricks, neither the hours I work on it, nor the money that's invested in it.
It's the first time I see a build that's kind of the meeting point between people who play with Markland trains and meets Lego, right?
I started as a Lego fan, but I always been a modeler. So I'm now between the two, and I do often Lego events, but more often events with miniature trains or live steam or etc.
It is quite a realistic style. It feels authentic, very detail-oriented. Are they based on real models or?
Yeah. Every lock you see is running in Belgium, or our Belgium trains, Belgium locks, which are run in the past. For example, the black one in front is still running at Chemin de Fer de Trois Vallées in Trenje. The buildings are mostly based on the existing buildings. The station is...
It does have a Belgian look.
Yeah,
right?
It's a Spontin. It's a mixture between the station of Spontin and Dourin-Dourmal, dans la ligne de Boc. It's a little village on a sideline in the Ardennes between the First and the Second World War. Some buildings just really exist still, or remodeled to Lego dimensions, but we make some compromises. But in general, every house does exist in one or another form in Belgium.
I do have the feeling that you are very into trains as well.
I like steam trains, I like nature, and I like the old way of living. And hiking the Ardennes is also a hobby, so those four things are coming together in this build.
You're using mostly light bluish grey for certain pavements, but then for the roads, old, is that correct?
Yeah, and the buildings are all plate built. No brick built, but plate built, and always I use old grey. If you have it at home, on a short time you get bored on your own layout because you always see it every day. And now I go to an event, I can install it properly, I can run my trains, I back up, I go home and I can do something else. I built at home, it's modular, so I built a certain piece and I can add if I need it.
How much years are we looking at?
5 years. More than 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
We started with one lock to see if I can build the lock. We gradually add some new details, new pieces, new houses, remodel some things, but that's it's not one big shot, it's piece by piece that we added something.
Yeah. The locks, is it ground up designed by you?
There is a community online, and of course the wheel arrangement on trains and steam locos is often the same in Belgium, in Germany, so you have to see how others are doing it.
I also see some cars. Are they also historically based?
Yeah, they're historically based, but not copies of existing ones. I adjust my scale on the minifig to see that everything is feel right. That's more important to me than an exact copy of it.
It looks very organic. There's enough spacing between the figs. There's enough figs there to be lively, but still to...
Something I learned from modelism. Less is more. Don't do not overcrowd it. Don't put thousands of minifigs on it. That's spoiling your layout.
Yeah.
My wife often reads books. She read a book to escape. I built my own world to escape of this world.
So some of the buildings or things here, have you remodeled them, redesigned them over the years?
Yeah. There are buildings that are rebuilt 6 times, 10 times.
First, is there some place that people can find you?
Yeah, I've got a Flickr page, which I maintain often with new pictures of new builds or expositions.
Do you have some thoughts to share with, how do you start this?
Have an idea of what you want to achieve, but keep in mind that's a long-term project, and start little, and as you build, add things when you are ready and feel okay to add it, and don't push yourself to build in one shot a big layout. That doesn't work like that.